of the dark.
I'm Christy Conlin, and you're listening to Fearitself.
I have a phobia that someone's always there.
For this episode, I wanted to take my own journey into the literal and figurative darkness. On our first program about the fear of the water, I wanted to face my own deep fears of the ocean by going scuba diving.
So I'm going to introduce you to your equipment.
I enlisted the help of Annette Thompson, who trains divers and has worked as a commercial ocean diver herself. Back then, she could only convince me to go underwater in an indoor swimming pool. But Annette left me with a standing offer to take me on an ocean dive. I decided it was time to try. I met Annette and her husband Peter, a diver in the Canadian Forces, at Peggy's Cove on an overcast Sunday morning for our splash in the North Atlantic. Even though I was afraid, I knew I would be safe with them. The sky was heavy and dark, and the water looked grayish-black. We got suited up and headed out, my apprehension growing with every moment.
Now, see, the water looks dark to me. It looks grayish-black, and the fog is so dense that I can't see anything. And I don't really understand why people want to go underwater when they can't see anything. Someone told me that just the idea of a wetsuit makes her feel claustrophobic. It does look dark. It's dark. I mean, it's getting darker, too. It's, I can't understand how we're going to see, so I'll have to go in there. There's not even a view. There's no horizon because of this fog. There's dark, grayish-black water that just ends in fog like a horror movie. So I feel like I'm walking out there and I'm never coming back.
The deeper we went into the ocean, the darker it got. It was crystal clear, but there was no sun in the sky to shine down into the water. You could see, but it was a dull light. When I looked off in any direction, the light faded away into a deep, dark green, and what was in that darker, deeper green, I couldn't see. I was completely disoriented. It was beautiful and mysterious, but I felt totally lost. I panicked. Annette stared into my eyes and saw the fear there. She brought me to the surface.
I panicked briefly. That's why we came back early. It freaked me out that I couldn't see a lot. And it freaked me out. And then I held my breath, and I had trouble getting my breath. And it's a sense of, I think, immensity, the expansiveness of being underwater. But I couldn't see the expansiveness, if that makes any sense. And I panicked. So it wasn't like, I can't explain it. It wasn't claustrophobia.
While I was underwater, staring into that dark, deep green, I thought of Ryan Knighton. I thought of him saying, "Blindness is not my darkness." And I knew in that moment that the unknown is my darkness. This is what I fear more than anything. And the only way to deal with the fear of the unknown is by forging ahead into it. Over the past 10 weeks on Fearitself, I've tried to explore fear in as many ways as I could think of. I've dealt with some common fears and some of the unexpected ones. I've looked at why we are both drawn to and repulsed by fear. I've talked to people who face their fears head-on and a few who run screaming. And what I've concluded is that fear really is an intrinsic part of the human experience. And you know, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Visit our website, cbc.ca/fearitself. On Twitter, we're at CBC Fearitself. And visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/CBC Fearitself. Fear Itself is produced by Kent Hoffman with technical producer Bill Roach. I'm Christy Conlin. Thanks for listening.
Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is
Fear itself.